Hello, white people. House votes to remove Confederate statues, aka erase American history. A bill to remove statues of Confederate leaders and figures who advocated for white supremacy, and just as a side note, supremacy just means majority. From the Capitol passed the House on a bipartisan vote Wednesday, the New York Times reported. The House voted 305 to 113 to remove the statues as part of a broad effort to take symbols of racism out of public spaces, the Times reported. The legislation was introduced by House Majority Leader and Democrat Maryland Representative Steny H. Hoyer. These painful symbols of bigotry and racism, they have no place in our society, meaning American history has no place in the multicultural hellhole of globalism and communism, and certainly should not be enshrined in the United States Capitol. Co-sponsor of the bill and Democrat California Representative Barbara Lee said, the Times reported, "It's past time that we end the glorification of men who committed treason against the United States in a concerted effort to keep affirmative action Americans in chains." These people just never stop, do they? Representative Chris Stewart. Today I voted to remove Confederate statues from the U.S. Capitol. The U.S. Capitol should be reserved for pieces of art that inspire and unite us as a nation. Meaning they need to be symbols of globalism. The legislation explicitly named 5 statues to be removed from the Capitol and would require all statues of individuals who voluntarily served the Confederacy to be removed, the Times reported. Now, if you open up a history book, whenever there's a war, people don't have a choice. You can't voluntarily serve in the military. In the 1850s, you have to serve. There's no choice. If you don't serve, you're hunted down and shot. If you serve and have second thoughts and try to leave, you're shot. There is no voluntary service. Give me a break. These people. State leaders are the only leaders authorized by federal law to replace statues in the Capitol, and each state is permitted to have 2 statues displayed in the National Statuary Hall collection, the Times reported. Though legislation is unlikely to be put to a vote in the Senate, 72 House Republicans voted in favor of the bill, the Times reported. 72 Republicans that won't be reelected. The history of this nation is so fraught with racial division, with hatred. Right, when we were a white country, what racial division in the 1850s? So stupid. The division was the government was imposing too much restriction on people who wanted to be left the fuck alone. Republican Michigan Representative Paul Mitchell said, the Times reported, the only way to overcome that is to recognize and acknowledge it for what it is. Republican Senate Majority Leader Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky said, the move was clearly a bridge too far and an effort to airbrush the Capitol, the Times reported. McConnell said the states should decide what statues are displayed in the Capitol. However, he advocated a statue of Jefferson Davis be moved from the Kentucky State Capitol to a museum in 2015, according to the Times. Speaker of the House, Sloppy Chops, Nancy Pelosi, had 4 portraits of former speakers removed from outside of the House chamber because they represent the Confederacy last month, the Times reported. Interestingly enough, we are currently in a civil war. We have been in a civil war for years, and you're probably thinking, well, I don't recall any sort of conflict breaking out. You know, a civil war doesn't have to be people shooting at each other. But why is it now that the government wants to erase Confederate history, wants to erase Civil War history? Why is that? Why is it that people are tearing down statues and monuments? I know they want to erase all American history, but why is it specifically being targeted at the moment at Civil War history? And now there's people out there who are saying, oh, the Civil War was about freeing the slaves. All right, so if the Civil War was about freeing the slaves, then the Gulf War was about bringing democracy to the Middle East, if you catch my drift. There's a secret history about the Civil War that has been covered up, and it's hidden from us. As I'm making this video and giving it some deeper thought, it seems ridiculous and stupid. I always seem to have more questions than answers, but at least we can define the two sides of this conflict. The first side is the side that wants to be a Karen and wants to dictate every single little minutia around us, and then the second side wants to be left alone to do their own thing. And so we can no longer live with each other, and it would be nice if we could separate, but because of the people that want to be in control, those are the people that are causing the biggest problems, and those are the people they need to back the fuck off. And you know as well as I do, the only way to get annoying people to back the fuck off is by putting them in their place. Alright, white people, that's the damage for today. Thank you so much for listening. I look forward to your thoughts below.